Chapter 1, The Fractured Mind. We like to think we are whole. That we know who we are. That our thoughts are ours, and they make sense. But the truth is harder, we're stitched together from fragments. Pieces of memory, reaction, habit, fear, conditioning. The mind isn't a clean mirror, it's a cracked lens, constantly shifting, constantly telling stories. From a neuropsychological standpoint, the self is a construct. The brain is a prediction machine. It guesses what's going on based on limited data, fills in the blanks, and creates an illusion of continuity. You think you're steering the ship, but the decisions are made seconds before you're even aware of them. Consciousness is often the last to know. Survival over truth. The brain didn't evolve to find truth. It evolved to keep you alive. That means speed over accuracy, familiarity over objectivity. If a shadow might be a threat, your brain jumps first and asks questions later. Fear gets priority access. Patterns, real or imagined, get locked in fast. This is how trauma forms, how bias sticks, how perception gets skewed. There's no pure observer in your head. Your sense of you is built from neurons firing in response to chemicals, past events, cultural scripts, and primal instincts. What you feel as real might just be what helped your ancestors stay alive. The lie of rational control. We're trained to believe that reason rules. That logic keeps things in order. But that's not how most decisions happen. Emotion leads, reason follows and cleans up. Neuroscience shows it over and over. Damage the emotional centers of the brain and people can still think clearly, but they lose the ability to decide. They can argue both sides forever and never act. We're not as in control as we think. That doesn't mean we're powerless. But it means the first step to clarity is humility. Recognizing the fragmentation, the distortion, the internal noise. The battle inside. This internal fragmentation creates tension. One part of you wants safety. Another part wants meaning. One voice says stay hidden, another says speak up. We experience this as confusion, anxiety, indecision, shame. We try to meditate it away, drink it away, scroll it away. But it's built into the system. The mind isn't failing. It's doing what it's wired to do. Spiritual seekers often experience this conflict deeply. They want to transcend the ego, but the ego won't just step aside. It's the manager of the mind. It's not evil, it's just trying to hold things together. To dissolve it without understanding it is like trying to fire your nervous system. Integration, not erasure. The goal isn't to silence the fractured mind, it's to see it clearly. To understand what drives it. What wounds it carries. What it's trying to protect. Only then can we begin to operate with awareness, not just reflex. Integration means bringing the pieces into relationship. Letting the wounded child, the angry protector, the spiritual seeker, and the cynical realist all have a seat at the table. It's messy than pretending to be healed, but it's real. A mind at war with itself. We live in a mental environment that rewards performance over authenticity, certainty over curiosity. That makes it harder. We're pushed to act like we know what we're doing when we often don't. We're asked to be well when we're not even whole. This chapter isn't about fixing the mind. It's about calling out the fracture, naming the illusion of unity, and making space for complexity. The next step, if you take it, will be to ask whether what we call spirituality is a cure for this fracture, or just another mask we put on top of it. But before we go there, sit with this: your mind isn't broken. It's just not built for peace. It's built for survival. If you want something deeper, you'll have to go beyond it.